Hey everyone, today we're diving into one of the most fun and ridiculously strong builds in Borderlands 4, the best Vex Reaper Dead Ringer build. If you love being a powerhouse while staying super safe, this build is going to blow your mind. We're talking about maxing out Dead Ringer in Vex's blue skill tree and fully investing into her Reapers. What you get is a survival-focused, tanky siren setup where Vex can chill, shoot her guns, and let her minions handle all the chaos. Seriously, it's like having your own tiny army while you sit back and rack up the kills. Now, here's where it gets even better. This build isn't just about standing back, it's packed with overshield, healing, and melee damage, making Vex tough to take down no matter what the enemies throw at you. You can dive into fights, stay alive longer than anyone expects, and watch your Reapers tear through everything in sight. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to set up this build so you can dominate every encounter like a total pro. Stick around because this Vex Dead Ringer Reaper setup is pure chaos in the best way possible. I'm quickly moving on to the
portion
video.
of the audience
Before we start,
is subscribed
if you
to the
enjoy
channel.
these types of list videos,
Don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos.
Enjoy watching.
Thanks.
Let's start with Fell Inscriptions. Maxing this out gives Vex and her minions a boost to their melee damage and maximum health capacity. Basically, your Reapers hit harder and live longer, which is perfect because you want them to stick around and dish out pain while you sit back and shoot. Next up, Coven. This augment is a lifesaver. Every time you spawn a Reaper, both Vex and her minions gain health regeneration for a while. Since you'll be constantly summoning Reapers, this keeps everyone topped up and ready to fight. Then we have Cursed Blade. Hitting enemies with Vex's melee attacks applies Curse, which makes them take kinetic status effect damage every time they get shot. Think of it as setting a trap that keeps punishing your enemies while you unload bullets. And don't forget Extra Cursed. This one makes curse damage trigger from minion melee damage too, and it hits even harder on critical hits. Throw a phase knife as a critical hit, and suddenly your Reapers are melting faces like it's nothing else. Grave Quickening is all about speed. It's a kill skill, so every kill Vex gets increases her action skill cooldown rate. More kills mean faster Reaper spawns, which means more chaos for your enemies. Blood Sacrifice is next, and it's pretty brutal in a good way. Whenever one of your minions dies, you activate a kill skill. So if a Reaper bites the dust, Vex just turns it into an opportunity to gain extra power. Now let's talk about Obedient Fiends. Maxing this out increases minion damage and also boosts skills that involve minions or commands. Basically, your Reapers hit harder, plain and simple. Ancient Rite stacks damage over time for your minions. Every second, each active minion adds to your total, so just keeping them alive turns them into little damage machines with a whopping bonus of up to 40%. The capstone skill, Dark Pact, is a game changer. Vex can equip 2 augments now, and holding her action skill fully restores the health of all phase clones, while also increasing movement speed and minion attack speed for a short period. It's perfect for turning the tide in a fight. Speaking of augments, Hellish Harvest is amazing. Your Reapers will use it to deal melee damage in a big area, healing themselves for each enemy hit. That's like a crowd control heal and damage combo all in one. Dina is simple but powerful. Dead Ringer gets an extra charge, so Vex can have 4 Reapers active at the same time. More Reapers equals more damage, more healing, and more fun. Recurrence is all about stacking. Every time Vex deals gun damage or melee damage, she gains a stack of recurrence, which boosts her and her minions' damage. The more you hit, the stronger everyone becomes. With Haru specs, Vex can throw phase daggers from her offhand. It's a melee override, which means she can deal melee damage at range. Critical hits are possible too, adding another layer of damage potential. Pincushion takes Haru specs to the next level. Now Vex throws 5 phase daggers in a fan pattern from both hands. It's a beautiful chaos of blades raining down on your enemies. Reverberations add some spicy firepower. Melee damage dealt by Vex or her minions now has a chance to deal incendiary melee damage. Flesh enemies don't stand a chance when this is active. Finally, Blood is Magic is just icing on the cake. The higher Vex's health, the more action skill damage she deals. Since you're constantly regenerating and keeping her alive, this translates to a permanent boost of about 35% for your Reapers. The way players will want to use this Vex Dead Ringer build is by constantly summoning 4 Reapers at a time. These Reapers act as a coordinated squad, tracking down single enemies and overwhelming them before they even have a chance to fire back. By keeping a full group active, Vex can maintain a steady flow of damage while her minions handle the frontline chaos. When ready, activating Dark Pact essentially makes the Reapers immortal, and for each active Reaper, Vex gains health regeneration. With the right combination of skills and gear, she rarely touches her shields because Overshield is nearly permanent. This allows Vex to safely throw phase knives to apply curse, shoot targets from a distance, and let her Reapers soak up all the damage, all while stacking massive melee damage for maximum efficiency. Weapons are mostly about what you're comfortable with, but one that really shines is Wombo Combo, found in Ripper Roadbirds, Saw's Clench, Ripper Drill Sight, Ruined Sumplens, or Carcadia Burn. This assault rifle has a solid rate of fire and randomly fires rip rockets from the underbarrel. That essentially doubles your damage by mixing elemental and kinetic hits, making it perfect for stacking damage before throwing a groundbreaker phase knife. Of course, any weapon you enjoy can work, as long as it lets you keep damage consistent. To make Wombo Combo even deadlier, equip Vladov enhancements with Box Magazine or Bullet Hose. These boost fire rate, magazine size, and give a chance to fire extra projectiles. But honestly, anything that increases assault rifle damage or general weapon effectiveness will work too. This build is flexible, so pick what suits your playstyle. For shields, the clear winner is the Super Soldier Shield, found at Vile Lictor, Umbral Foundry, Windspear, or Terminus Range. In Terminus Range, it grants Overshield when filling and gives bonuses like extra fire rate, movement speed, and ammo regeneration when full. Paired with the Dead Ringer skills, this shield ensures Vex almost always has protection up, letting her focus on summoning Reapers and throwing phase knives without worry. Finally, the perfect complement is the Teen Witch class mod, found at Primordial Guardian, Radix, Arch of Radix, Grindstone of the Worthy, or Carcadia Burn. The skill bonuses aren't crucial, but lifesteal here is amazing. With it, Vex constantly regenerates health, shield, and even overshield thanks to Reaper damage. You can also enhance the build with a Penetrator Augment Throwing Knife or Explosive Ordnance like Slippy, which deals bonus damage based on melee damage. Rep kits aren't mandatory, but ones that boost melee or action skill damage can make this build even stronger. For this build, the specializations are all about maximizing melee power while still benefiting from gun damage. First up is Bare Arms, which makes melee damage scale with any increases to gun damage. You only need 1 point in Runner to unlock it, but it's huge because it lets every melee hit harder without extra effort. Next is Groundbreaker, and this one is a must-have. Non-melee attack damage and slam damage are stored, and then your melee attacks or slams consume that stored damage to deal bonus kinetic melee damage. With 20 points in Runner, this turns your phase knife throws into massive, devastating hits that make enemies regret standing in your way. Then we have the Best Defense. This specialization increases damage dealt based on whichever is higher, your shield or health maximum capacity. With 20 points in Survivor, Vex is not only tanky but also hitting harder when she's at full shields or health, which works perfectly with all the constant healing from Reapers and Dark Pact. I Am a Gun is the next piece of the puzzle. This makes action skill damage scale with gun damage. Unlocking it requires 10 points in Daredevil, which itself needs points in Sharpshooter and a Runner. The synergy here is fantastic, because all your action skill attacks, including Reaper damage and phase knife throws, get a serious boost from gun damage bonuses. Overall, these specializations make this Dead Ringer build incredibly strong. By stacking Bare Arms, the Best Defense, and I Am a Gun, you can get gun damage bonuses well over plus 100%. Then, with Groundbreaker, every melee hit consumes stored gun damage to unleash crazy kinetic melee damage. In short, shoot things, throw phase knives, and watch enemies melt faster than you can say, Reapers incoming. For this build, firmware choices are all about boosting melee damage and action skill damage. Since Vex's phase knives and Reapers rely heavily on those stats, Action Fist is an obvious pick, giving plus 15% melee damage and plus 10% action skill damage, plus 2 slots to add more enhancements if needed. It's a solid all-around boost for both Vex and her Reapers. We also chose Real Big Fist, which provides an extra plus 15% melee damage. Even though it only has 1 slot, the raw damage boost makes it perfect for amplifying every phase knife throw and Reaper attack. Every bit of melee damage counts when you're constantly summoning Reapers and throwing knives. Then there's GOOJFC, which is a little different but incredibly useful. It increases action skill cooldown rate by plus 10%, meaning Vex can summon her Reapers faster and keep them on the battlefield almost constantly. On top of that, it also adds plus 15% action skill damage, which stacks nicely with the other firmware bonuses. Altogether, these firmware selections make Vex a true Reaper powerhouse. Action Fist and Real Big Fist crank up her melee and action skill damage, while GOOJFC ensures her Reapers are always ready to wreak havoc. With this setup, your Dead Ringer build becomes an unstoppable force of blades, bullets, and chaos. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.